Hey guys, it's Titi here. I hope you guys are doing well. I am excited, really excited to be back here to read with you guys. I told you guys that I was going to be out of town for a while, just for a few days. I was literally gone for like what, 2, 3 days, and I'm back. But it just, felt so good to spend some time with my family, and it's just so refreshing. I came back yesterday, drove all the way to Atlanta and drove back. And, it was pretty much cool. I hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick check in with you guys. I know, like, with the healing, with, trying to be a better version of yourself and healing, it's not an easy thing at all. Today we're feeling good, and tomorrow we're just feeling so so. So be honest, how are you feeling? Tell me, let me know how you are truly feeling. Um, that being said, if you're new here, my name is Titi, and I just come on here to read with you guys. And no, we just don't we don't read any book. We read books that empower us, books that make us embrace ourselves, our imperfections, and our dark side, our light side. Because whether you like it or not, we all have a dark side and a light side of us. So right now we're currently reading The Way of the Priestess by Sarah Coxon, which we're almost done actually, because we're starting with page 64, 164 today, guys. Not 64. Oh my god. But page 164. Last week we stopped at page 163, and we are going to continue today. Now, let me tell you what we do here after reading. We also like read other, like affirmations, oracle cards, something to guide us, and just something to take home. And we're gonna do something new today. I ordered some affirmation stickers, and also some Bible verses stickers, which we will be that will be part of the things we'll be reading after reading the book. So I'm looking forward to that. So now we are going to be starting with page 164. I think. You know what, guys? We are going to finish this book today. Oh my God, it's been a long time coming. Okay. All right, let's do it. I'm going to shut up. Okay, I'm not shutting up because I still have to read anyway. All right, grab your cup of tea and popcorn if you want to pause the video while you get it, and then sit back, feel relaxed while I read to you guys. Okay. So we're starting with page 164, which is Capitalism Needs a Makeover. All right. When I was 16 years old, I fell in love with punk music. There was something about the rebellion against the establishment and the call for anarchy that resonated with me deeply. Wearing the Doc Martens, listening to The Clash, reading Karl Marx, and kissing all the alternative boys were my ways of aligning myself with an ideology that represented what I felt to be true. At 16, I wasn't able to eloquently articulate why I was so against the system, but I knew at a fundamental level that the way society was put together was oppressive. Since then, I have been able to channel the teenage angst into a most concrete understanding. Capitalism, as it exists today, is destroying our planet and society. If we want our planet to survive and our people to thrive, capitalism needs a makeover. The issue with the capitalist system is that it's solely driven by financial profit. The blinkered focus has created global chaos, such as the destruction of the entire ecosystem, social inequality, and corruption of power. I'm not against capitalism, but I believe that it is time to reinvent it. For that, we need to understand both its shortcomings and how we as priestesses can be a part of the solution. How would our world look and operate if we focused not just on financial profit but other forms of growth measurement? It is my belief and experience that there are multiple currencies besides money. Money is not something to reject, but it's only one currency of abundance and growth. Other currencies of true prosperity, including energy, water, nutritious food, time, well-being, fulfillment, connection, and love. Our society has a very limited view of what success is. True success is mostly synonymous with achievement, status, and financial gain. I believe that the concept of the American dream is ingrained within almost everyone living in the Western culture, whether they're in the US or not. Central to this concept is the idea that if you work hard enough and follow a set path, you will become materially successful. The belief here is that the more you have materially, the happier you will feel. It is the main driving force of our current economy. Make people feel like they are lacking and encourage them to strive for big houses, big cars, and designer clothes. There's nothing wrong with having access to wealth and enjoying sustainable luxury. I'm all for it. But if it's at the expense of other currencies of true abundance, we will find ourselves out of balance in the toxic sea of overachievement and external validation. When we believe our worth is related to what we do rather than who we are, it creates issues. The number of struggling celebrities, CEOs, and high achievers is on the rise, under more pressure than ordinary people. In quote. Many suffer from panic attack, insomnia, violent outbursts, substance abuse, eating disorders, suicidal thoughts, and addiction. Often they have sacrificed family, romantic relationship, and even their health to rise to the top. As a result, their support network tends to be weaker than that of ordinary people. Often, the tendency to overachieve and accumulate things is a trauma response. In my life, this was evident in my decision to follow the academic path and write a PhD. I knew that it would make my parents proud, and I believed that when I was able to call myself doctor, I would finally feel like I was somebody. Of course, this didn't happen. On the day I was awarded my doctorate, I cried a bucket of tears. The truth was that the piece of paper I was given didn't make me feel like I thought it would. I still didn't feel enough. I still felt inadequate. I still felt like a fraud. This is the issue with placing so much of our sense of self on external achievement and material assets. When we attain them, they never make us feel whole in the way we think it will. Which is true. It is like so true. And don't get me wrong, guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting material things, money, whatever, name it. I love money, and that's why I work to get my money. And I like nice things. I like to buy myself nice things. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any of those things. Now, where it becomes a problem is when you are putting those things above, like, the most important things. You know, you know in the process of doing things like that, you tend to lose at what expense? What? Your peace of mind, your family, your loved ones, your relationships, your connection. um if you have a good relationship with your family, with your friends or stuff like that, I don't think it's something that you should ever mess with, because now these days it's even like so rare to find like good connections. So when you're placing money above like things like that, or even something that will cost you peace of mind, let's talk about what Sarah said in this book, like you know, suffering insomnia or even substance abuse and stuff like that. You're doing all of those things to achieve your, getting more money, or stuff like that, those things to keep you up, to energize you, to, produce more things. You're not connecting with yourself to naturally produce these things, at what cost? Like, it's not, to me, it's not worth it. And the reason why it's not worth it is because I have tasted what peace of mind feels like, okay? And I always talk about how I think that even right now I still think, like, people are not going to like me, because as long as I feel comfortable and I'm at peace, like, I don't care. And it's like, I don't care what your expectations are, like your expectations of me are. I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's what I expect myself to do that I would do. So because of that, I think people are not gonna like me if I were to be a celebrity, because I'm just gonna live my life. You expect me to do this. If it doesn't align with me, I'm not gonna do it. Just a rebel like that. And anyway, let's keep going. Western culture teaches us that our external achievements and assets are directly related to our value and worth, and many of us feel a need to prove ourselves, letting ourselves be consumed with the desire for external validation rob us of joy, and it's sneaky. It creeps up on us even when we're trying to avoid it. Literally what I just said, like external validation, because someone expects me to do something, and because you want to be validated, you go ahead and do it at the expense of what? Ask yourself, at the expense of what? So no, thank you. You're not gonna catch me there, because I just don't care. I don't. I'm not gonna mess up my peace of mind for anybody or anything. Not over here. All right. So, in the first few months of my mentoring business, I started seeing huge success, and very soon I was fully booked with paying clients who loved the work we were doing together. I was earning more money monthly than I had ever made in my entire life, and for a while I was ecstatic about it. But slowly I noticed how fixated I started to become on my income. I kept sharing with my parents how much I was making, which was bizarre because I was still choosing to live a relatively minimalistic lifestyle in alignment with my values. Underneath the obsession with the figures was the same pattern that had been there during my PhD years: the desire to be seen as valuable and worthy. Money needs to be a byproduct of living an aligned and ethical life. What I found is that when I fully embody my priestesshood, put service at the forefront of everything I do, and choose freedom over expectation, abundance flowed to me in all forms, including money. I welcome money into my life more than ever, but not at the expense of my well-being. More and more these days, I find myself not having to choose between the two. What would society look like if we were all willing to measure our success based on how good we felt, or how much time we had, or how much energy we had, or how much love we were experiencing? How would our lives be then? This is why capitalism needs a makeover, because the pursuit of financial profit and material wealth over everything else is a one-way ticket to individual and collective destruction. The cultivation of all currencies, or true prosperity, instead allows us to live in harmony with ourselves and each other. Everything here is fact, okay? Everything Sarah said here, I like totally agree, you know. So anyway, we're going to the next page. Rejecting grind culture. Grind culture is instilled in us from an early age. We believe that the harder we work, the more we will succeed, and the more worthy we will feel. And most of us never even question the assumption that success and hard work go together, hand in hand. But is this really true? Do you have to hustle and grind to create your version of success for yourself? When I was writing my PhD, I shared an office with my postgraduate student colleagues. We had an absolute brilliant time together. There was a lot of laughter during those years, but we also worked extremely hard, or at least pretended to. When we weren't going down the pub or sneaking out to smoke, I drank a lot and smoked a little back in those days. In bracket. There was always pressure to work long hours and improve your dedication to your work. I resisted this in the beginning, but as time marched on and deadlines loomed, I worked extremely hard. The expectation that a PhD can be written in only 3 years is ludicrous, and almost no one manages it. But there I was, grinding to prove myself as an academic and feeling guilty and lazy when I wanted to take the day off. When I worked for the travel operator, it was a similar story. We were paid for 8 hours of work a day, but most people worked for at least 10 because it was expected of them. Those who chose to only work their set hours were almost never promoted, presumably because their dedication to the company was seen as questionable. These people don't care. They're just going to keep using you. The truth is that we don't have to hustle and grind to experience abundance and success on our terms. Patriarchal society expects women to operate linearly. Linear energy is masculine in nature, and our old society is built on the idea that everyone operates steadily. This creates confusion, disempowerment, and frustration because, yes, masculine energy does work like that. But the feminine is receptive and cyclical. Is that what it is? Or cyclical? Let me know. This is a natural ebb and flow to everything. When we align with our inner cycles, okay, I think it's cyclical, and nature's cycles, rather than ignoring or overriding them, we allow for the forces of nature to facilitate our healing, growth, and expansion. A society that focuses on and is built only upon the masculine is a society that is completely out of balance. This is why so many people burn out. And a larger percentage of these people are women. Why? Because institutions and systems are not built to honor the cyclical feminine. And so the feminine cannot thrive. I believe this is why so many women want to leave their job. The hustle and grind culture is a system of oppression, and it hits women the hardest. First, globally, three-quarters of all unpaid work is done by women, meaning we expected to do a lot more than our male counterparts. Second, our culture forgets that women are cyclical. Our hormones fluctuate throughout the month, meaning that our brain chemistry and our energy level are never static. Third, our culture teaches us to override what we feel and what we need. It teaches us that there is no value in rest, and that if we're not being productive, we're lazy and worthless. This system, like all system, becomes internalized, so that even if we do leave our jobs, we still function in accordance with this internal operating system. This is so true. This is so true because this is so me. The other day I was talking to my friend, and I was telling them how, even like when, for example, I go back last night, like I go back yesterday after like a long drive. I got in bed at some point, and this morning, I was like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna record and whatnot, whatnot, whatnot. But I was tired, and then I was like, oh, I hope I'm not feeling like useless right now. I need to get up and stuff. But yeah, sometimes, or even most times, I just function, because I was talking about how I just function all the time. Unless I have to bring myself down, stay grounded and like bring myself really, really down, like in the moment, and be like, okay, chill, you need to rest, like right now. So that's when like I really bring myself down. Sometimes the universe just purposefully shut my body down by getting me sick, because that's the only time I'll really sit down. But I've been doing pretty well. Like today, I somehow convinced myself to be in bed till like 12 o'clock, which is never me. Me 12, because I'm up like 5, because I'm like working out and doing all that stuff. But yeah, I did a good job with sitting in there today. So anyway, let's go. Priestess Power Client Spotlight. Carly is an Italian American woman with thick brown hair and an infectious laugh. She was simultaneously working corporate world and building our business, but was finding it hard to manage her energy. She often felt stressed, anxious, and depleted, and realized that this wasn't what she wanted. She wanted freedom and abundance. I want freedom and abundance too, and I'm gonna get it. Okay? And if that's what you want to, you better claim it. All right. As our work together unfolded, she was able to recognize that in her struggle to prove her worth and hustle hard, she had completely neglected her body. As a result, she wasn't enjoying her life. What happened over the next year was incredible. She began to reclaim her body, reclaim her self care, and reclaim herself. She took care of her nutritional health, and she gave herself permission to rest. And as a result, not only did she feel amazing, but her business started to thrive. She let her feminine take over from the masculine, and in doing so, freed herself up from the trap of needing to always be productive. And then the next page is, oh, the sun is out. The next page is success is the byproduct. So, following our callings encourages us to confront part of our conditioning and trauma that are begging to be healed and transcended. Building my mentoring practice has been a huge vehicle for inner healing. Abundance and achievement have simply been the fun byproduct. For me, channeling my priestesshood is in this way has helped me heal and grow in so many areas of my life. It encouraged me to get clear on my mission and Dharma. I've healed a lot of my money wounds. I've healed a lot of my trauma related to being judged, rejected, or undervalued. I have increased my sense of worth and contribution. My ability to create boundaries has increased dramatically. I have transcended many of my limiting beliefs and stories, and I've learned to embody powerful feminine leadership. The majority of us have been led to believe that when we feel confident and ready, then we can commit to following what calls us. But this is backward. It's taking the leap that will undoubtedly increase our confidence and create a more empowered sense of self. Confidence comes as a result of consistently being outside of our comfort zone. Over the past few years, I have become more me and experienced more abundance and more fulfillment than ever before. But I have also experienced more discomfort and fear that than ever before. If we want to grow in our capacity to experience the expansiveness of living our Dharma, we also have to be prepared to face and dance with our shadow. There is no other way. And that's what I told you guys. Whether I like it or not, we all have those shadows, we have those dark side, we have all of that. And we have to embrace every part of ourselves. That's the only way it works. We have to embrace it. All right, so let's go. You are a mirror. Sometimes it's not the fear of failure, but the fear of success that holds us back from following our callings. We are not sure if we could handle our success, or we believe we'd burn out, or we're not sure if we want the responsibility, or we worry our friends and family will judge us. Most of us fear that our success will make others feel uncomfortable. We cringe at the idea that our family, friends, or colleagues will watch us and judge. Like I've said before, some people will judge you, but this is not your responsibility or your concern. You are a mirror, and any judgment about you are never about you. They are a reflection of the other person, including their beliefs, preferences, and wounding. You get to be unapologetically you. And as a mirror, what if you inspire others? What if you shine and give them permission to also shine? Since all you're doing is reflecting back to them their own light. What if they change their whole life because they see you doing it? We cannot say we're here for others and that we want their growth if we're not willing to be the inspiration that catalyzes their journey. You that catalyzes their journey. You playing small doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve the people you care about. Embody your message, show them what's possible, and be the light to the world. Be the light to the world, my dears. Even your energy, even people tend to like just having you around, you know, it hold on. All right, sorry about that. I had to cough. Um Even you being around people just helps them look at themselves and even ask questions about, ask themselves question like, oh, I can be like this person, or can I be like this person? And the more you show them that they can actually, they don't have to be you, but you in a sense of like choosing yourself and healing, you can trigger other people to heal as well. You don't even know it. And I know it because I've recognized that pattern with like me surrounding myself, or maybe not even like on a personal level, just someone you just encounter and you just indulge, you have something conversation, you know what I'm saying, and then things just happen. All right, we go further together. We go further together. About 3 months into my new mentoring business, I had a booked out practice, but I'd also hit a wall with my energy. It was ironic because I was helping my clients reconnect to their feminine magic. But in terms of my business, I was operating almost fully from the masculine. The biggest lie I was believing was that I was supposed to do it all by myself. I was holding space for a number of women, but I was already feeling maxed out in just a few months. I didn't have any more bandwidth for self care, nor did I have the energy to expand my mission and vision. In desperation, I reached out to an online community where I was met with the question, Sarah, you are supporting a lot of women, but who is supporting you? I was stunned when I realized I wasn't letting myself be supported by anyone. No one was holding space for me. I felt out of integrity with my message, and so, within a space of week, I'd hired two mentors, one for business and one for my personal life. I also started sharing more with my friends. Suddenly, the burden was shared, and my capacity for more increased. This is how it works. When we allow ourselves to be supported, we automatically embody the receptivity of the feminine. And this is where a lot of old school feminist rhetoric gets it all wrong. It's told us that we are independent. It's told us we've got this. It told us we don't need anyone but ourselves. But far from empowering us, this narrative has done the exact opposite. It has cut us off from the nurturing embrace of the divine. of the divine masculine and the support that is vital for our growth. The truth is that the concept of independence is an illusion. It takes a village to create anything in this world. Look at the top. Trying to open this. Hold on, guys. I'm almost there. Look at the top or shirt you're wearing right now. This item of clothing contains the imprinted traces of many people's input, from the people who designed the style, color, and pattern of the top, to the farmers who grew the cotton, and to the factory workers who spun the cotton and sewed the finished article, to the people involved in shipping it to the shop or to your home. Nothing is created or continues to exist in isolation. The process of creation happens through networks of people. Social connections and support are integral to experiencing limitless possibilities in growth. When we don't allow ourselves to ask for and receive support, there is only so far we can stretch. It wasn't my fault that I tried to do everything by myself. Prior to hiring my first mentors, I'd actually had some fairly sad experiences with people in mentoring roles. In particular, I had gone through a traumatic experience with a female member of staff during my university days. This particular member did not have my best interests at heart, even though she pretended she did. I'll never fully understand why, but I feel that something about me made her feel threatened. Far from playing the part of the wise older sister, she instead assumed the role of the jealous stepmother. She didn't believe I was good enough, and she made them well sure I know it. Perhaps, to her mind, our criticisms were a way to toughen me, but they only created pain and suffering because they triggered my inner wounding. I feel sure that she was unaware of what she was doing and how I was feeling, or at least I hope so. But this is the danger of putting people into position of leadership without encouraging them to do deep inner work first. I think it was only my tenacity and willingness to grit my teeth and get on with it that enabled me to actually graduate. As a consequence of that experience, I subconsciously believed I couldn't trust female leaders. Despite the sadness I feel when I think of what our relationship could have been, I'm unbelievably grateful to her. She taught me how to keep moving, even when people had even when people try to hold you down. And she also taught me how not to act in the role of mentor. Back then I wanted a mentor who was supportive, loving, kind, honest, gave me permission, showed me my truth, and looked for the hidden treasure within me. This is what I do with all my clients, and it's a potent recipe for growth and liberation. I believe deep down we all want to sink into the loving embrace of a woman who is rooting for us. It feels good to allow ourselves to be seen, heard, and understood. It feels radical to allow ourselves to be held. There's nothing quite like it for our sense of well being and connection. Guys, so this page I just read kind of, I'm not gonna say I feel triggered because this is literally what is kind of happening to me right now with being in a situation where someone tries to belittle you at your job because first they're in a higher position, and secondly they think they know everything. And I don't know, it's just sometimes I think because I've done so much work with myself and I have so much confidence, I don't let it get to me. But I'm human, so there's still part of me that it gets to, and I just want to be like away for a while. Anyway, it's a long story, but it's so crazy. Sarah mentioned this, and it kind of like I can relate to it. So, following our callings and channeling them into something tangible like a business or a project is a potent way to embody or externalize our priestesshood, and it's certainly been an incredible vehicle for self actualization for me. Yet, priestesshood goes far beyond that. It's a way of being. It's not what we do, it's not what we create, it's who we are. The priestess is the energy that brings about healing, truth, justice, and expansion. When we let that in all areas of our lives, we naturally embody her energy. Priestesshood is about embracing the alchemic nature of all experiences and using life as our field for growth. It's not about being pious or pious or virtuous. It's not about running back to safety. It's not about waiting to feel ready before we act. It's about running into the fire to reclaim our wild essence, our feminine experience, and our almost frightening desires to touch the world deeply and change the world drastically. There are days when we must let ourselves be messy, chaotic, and less than eloquent. The part of us that rejects the wildness, the humanness, this feminine power is the same part that rejects imperfection and disorder. And yet, also the same part that craves it. We crave freedom for ourselves and for everyone. And the priestess is our portal to it. She demands fierceness, gentleness, compassion, devotion, commitment, love, shadow, and light. She wants us to work with them all. You are here for a reason. There is a magic within you. And after reading this book, you now understand that beliefs that the beliefs you have about not being good enough or worthy enough are illusions. Those internal stories are hallmarks of the internalized oppression that have been etched into your being since you were born. But now that you know this, the illusion has been shattered. What you do now is up to you. The only way to create the clarity and confidence to live on your terms and live your priestesshood is to lean into your fears and recognize them. On the other side of fear, there's expansion and growth. Confidence and clarity are the result of simply taking one step and then another. As you follow your highest excitement, the next step will then be made known to you. This is priestesshood. Guys, end of chapter. Let's read the end of chapter contemplations. Contemplation is the process of bringing something into our awareness and allowing the light of our consciousness to reveal the layers of its meaning to us time and time again. It encourages true transformation by providing space for us to gain deeper clarity on our inside and integrate them into our lives. You can contemplate through journaling or by going for a walk in nature and asking yourself and question over and over again. Don't rush through this process. Give yourself space and time for the wisdom to emerge, and you'll be blown away by what you discover. Here are the contemplative prompts for this chapter. Feel back into the woman you were before reading this book. Who was she? Who have you now become? What have been your biggest breakthroughs throughout? Moving forward, what will you commit to on your journey to priestesshood? Ask yourself. All right, so we have the epilogue, and I don't know. Do you guys want to read it? Anyway, I'll read that for you. It's just two pages. I'm sat here writing this concluding thoughts on the veranda of my Portuguese house that overlooks the ocean. The sun is still strong on my skin. It's a quiet Saturday, and all I can hear is bird song and the occasional contented sigh coming from my dog, who is lying loyally at my feet. Moro is in the kitchen cooking something delicious, and I feel so at peace. Here in the algarve, We live simple lives. My day usually consists of cuddles and deep talks with Moro, a few hours of work, which never feels like work because I love it so much, long dog walks, tending to our growing vegetables, and sunset catch ups with friend and wine. All in all, we're here for simplicity and sustainable abundance. It's not always idyllic, of course. Moro and I sometimes have fight, the kind that makes you question everything. My family, whom I love deeply by the way, still trigger me to act like a teenager from time to time. And every time I up level my in my life, I experience fear and anxiety. And yet, I'm more content and fulfilled than ever before. 6 years ago, I didn't believe that this could ever be my reality. Why? Because I didn't see my worth. I didn't know what I was capable of, and I didn't understand that all I needed to do to make a difference and cultivate freedom was to follow the calling of the priestess and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. As I'm sat here reflecting upon my journey so far, I'm wondering what words to leave you with. What do I wish I'd heard all those years ago? I think it can be summed up in three words. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Whether it's starting a business, setting up a nonprofit, writing a book, creating an album, or growing a herb garden, you are here as a channel. You're here to bring life to the desires inside of you. And you have everything inside of you that you need to make it happen. Here's the thing though, you will fail, you will stumble, people will judge you, you will have moments where you doubt yourself so strongly you almost convince yourself to give up, but you are more qualified and ready than you know. Get started now, not in a month's time, not when you feel more ready. Dive in now and then keep going. Remember who you are. You are a daughter of the divine, a priestess here to create alchemy and be the vessel through which change happens. We do not leave our Dharma by waiting. We live it by jumping in fully and committing to continuing to learn the lessons we need to learn and healing the trauma that needs to be healed. The road to self actualization can feel lonely. Surround yourself with people who make you feel sparkly and like you can do anything. Ignore advice from anyone not living the kind of life you want to live. Be bold. Seek teachers and mentors who are rooting for you. Be discerning about the information you consume. Consult with your inner priestess often and know that whenever you follow any ideas that make you feel excited and expansive, you are on the right path. I believe in you. Those were Sarah's last words to us. I believe in you. And I believe in you as well. I believe in myself. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going because I always feel excited when I come here to read with you guys. I feel good. I feel fulfilled. And this is just it for me. This is my calling to guide you to, and not just you, but also myself, because what I'm telling you guys is what I'm telling myself as well. These are the intuitive messages I get within myself when I connect with my inner knowing. And I just know it. And I'm just excited for me. And I'm excited for you as well as we walk this journey as women, as priestesses, embrace ourselves. All right, we're going to get into the cards. Oh my God, I can't believe we finished this book, guys. Oh my God. It's been a long time coming. We are starting with a new book next week, which I'm excited for already. But anyway, let's get into it. So I have these cards here for you. I just got these cards too with this really, 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 really good words there. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you guys before I pick the stickers. So let's start with this. It says, if you pay close attention, you will notice all the doors that once closed are opening up, just in different forms. things may not appear exactly as you had envisioned. So it's just saying that if you pay close attention, you see that the doors that were closed are opening, but they're not opening the way they were when they were closed. They're opening in a new form. In Of course, we don't want the old. If the door to the old is closing, we want the new, right? So anyway, the second one says, if you find yourself stuck in a situation you're unhappy with, ask yourself why you're still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. Guys, I always tell you something. I Whenever someone does something to me, I ask myself first, would I ever treat myself this way? If my answer is no, I take myself out of that situation immediately, because there's absolutely no reason for me to remain there if I'm not going to treat myself that way. So that's what it's literally telling you. If you're stuck in a situation and it's not aligned with you and you're not happy, why are you there? Okay. If your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that. Rise above it. Don't place limitation on what you think you can achieve. Don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways. Welcome abundance in all forms into your life. I understand being fixed, guys. I can tell you, I am mostly like a fixed person because I just trust my judgment. But sometimes it's really good to free ourselves from those fixed beliefs, because um you know those other perspectives are just better at that time. So free yourself. Never allow yourself to be taken for granted. It is better to remove yourself from the situation than to be treated less than you deserve. You are precious, you are worthy. Let me tell you, I would never go back to that life where I would literally sit down in toxic situations where I'm being taken for granted. I've seen how much my worth is. I've seen how much like I literally have to, like, offer people my time, my energy, my resources and stuff. And if you're taking that for granted, bye, because I remember when I used to be in that situation where I still try to make things work at the expense of my mental health. Like, no, 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 thank you. It took me so much to literally heal from that, to be a better person, to literally have my peace of mind. And you think I want to go back there? No, that's not happening. Not on my watch. Anyway, the last card from this deck, no matter how much you are being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self worth so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward. You can and will do this. So, I can stress that enough. And it's so funny because even the book we just finished now literally said the same thing. So, you're getting the same message. All right, so I'm gonna just shuffle these stickers around and then I'll pick some and I'll read with you guys. I'm not sure if it's loud, but I hope it's not, because I'm not trying to stress your ears out. I am so sensitive to noise. I'm really sensitive to sounds, and that's why, like, my phone most times is always on do not disturb. And when I'm out, it's literally on vibration. But when I'm back home, I even take it off completely because I don't want to even hear vibration. I'm so sensitive that way. And I'm also sensitive to light, right? I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna get some of these. Oh man, those just dropped, but that's fine. I have enough here to pick from. So okay. So the first thing is, hey, be kind. So be kind with yourself, be kind, be kind to yourself, be kind to other people as well. Um, and I have enjoy here. So enjoy. enjoy your time, your whatever you guys are doing, just enjoy it. And then I have say less and do more. So now is the time for you to step in your power, say less and just do more, and love yourself. Love yourself. Adore yourself. Love yourself. And then I have it's glow time. It's time for you to glow, like, period. Okay. So now I have this Bible verses. First, we're starting with Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future." And then we have Isaiah 41:13. It says, "For I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you." And then I have 2 Timothy 4:17. "But the Lord stood with me and strengthened me." The Lord stood with me and strengthened me. And then we have Psalm 62:7. "My protection and my success come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me." And then we have Ephesians chapter 1, verse 18. It says that, "I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you." That is a powerful prayer, actually. It's really important that you you get in your heart what your calling is, when God is calling you. That is a really, really good prayer, actually. And then we have Ephesians chapter 1, verses 1 to 2. "Lord, may my children see a marriage worth imitating when they look at our marriage." Interesting. And then we have Psalm 4:7. "You have filled my heart with greater joy." And then we have Isaiah 43:2. "When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown." You will not drown. And then the last one here is Ephesians 2, chapter 8, verses 8 to 9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Okay, so my dear, my loves, my everything. Thank you so much for reading with me today. I am so excited. I feel so good, and I'm so happy we got to finish The Way of the Priestess, and we're starting a new book soon on the next episode, which is just a few days. Which would just be in a few days anyway. So thank you so much, guys. I hope that you take care of yourself, and if you haven't, hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so that whenever I come to read with you guys, you will get notified first. And also share with other people as well. You never know who this may help. And as Sarah said, we're all doing the work. We are all connecting and doing the work. You never know how you sharing it to somebody else is gonna how you sharing it to somebody else is gonna help the person. You never know. All right, guys. I hope that you take care. I love you guys, and bye bye.